Back in 2021, Tiffany Henyard got into the anti-violence game. She held a rally to ostensibly get the peace out, and I inserted ostensibly in there for a reason. Hello out there. I am trying to get through.
With cold, blunt analysis cradled in the warmth of reasoning, it's time for Johnny Walker Dread to straighten you out on a thing or two. Emanating all the way from exciting Las Vegas, Oklahoma, it's time for the Johnny Walker Dread Show.
Keep in mind that some have accused Tiffany of ordering a drive-by against one of her political opponents. You know that things are really screwed up when you think that could even be a possibility. But this is Dolton, and nothing should be a surprise.
What's going on, sir?
Back up, dude. For a moment there, I thought I was going to have to deck him.
Hey, Commissioner Kevin Moore's right here in Dolton Park District. Listen, until we address this issue of us killing us, we cannot expect other people to stop doing it. Y'all come out here and support this movement. Hey, it's one thing to say Black Lives Matter, but it gotta matter to us first. All right, y'all, come on. We on 147th Assembly in the Food for Less parking lot. Come and support this movement, and let's make sure this ain't just a movement, but we putting it to action. Let's go.
Notice his t-shirt says, Mayor Tiffany Henyard presents. She has to put her name on everything.
Hey guys, we here at the biggest, baddest Stop the Violence March in the South Suburbs. Come join us. We pulling off from Food for Less lot. We're going westbound to the Unity Bridge. Yes, the Unity Bridge. Where you will see us, all us mayors.
Lady, what are you doing here? I wonder if the others noticed that she showed up. And one more thing, this lady here, she needs to be far more mindful of the crazed pervert right behind her. It's about situational awareness. Hope she's packing.
Collabing as one. One voice, one sound, one movement. Let's go. All right.
Get it.
You see the semis used to display the giant flag? That costs money. You see the ambulance service? That costs money. What does all this have to do with stopping the violence? Now, I know what some of you are thinking. Like, how does having a DJ stop the violence? Well, I sampled his music very carefully, and I found a backmasked subliminal message in one of the tracks. Here it is. The music sounds pretty cool, though. I mean, somewhat dreamy, chill, ambient. Ooh, got a little trance action going on here. I like that. For once, Tiffany didn't go for the stereotypical music that she always plays at her events. The song is called Follow Me. I know why Tiffany picked it. And by the way, you people are old. Therefore, you're not cool.
Follow me, follow me, follow me, follow me, yeah, follow me.
Very proud of the work that Mayor Henyard has done, hitting the ground running and tackling one of the issues that's plaguing our communities, the number one issue, which is violence.
Wait, violence? Judging by this event, it's a lack of entertainment. And oh no, they're shaking hands. You gangbangers don't know what you're up against now. Do you see that? They're shaking hands.
Hey, homies, I got some bad news. We're going to have to look for a new hood. I went by the Food for Less, and all of the mayors were in the parking lot shaking hands and playing DJ music and walking down the street flying an American flag. And it was huge.
It's going to take a collaborative approach. What she's done tonight by bringing state, county, federal officials together, as well as the community and faith leaders, is exactly what's needed in this moment. Really proud to be here with her today.
Stop the violence! 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 Stop the violence!
Notice that she has to stand in front of the sign like she's a freaking drum major. And of course, she leads the chants, and her name is inscribed on the banner for all to see. The mayors of these other towns that are behind the banner got suckered because the symbolism here is that she's the leader and they are her followers. And don't think for a moment that such symbolism got by her. This was deliberate. Notice that it says Mayor Tiffany Henyard presents. That implies she paid for it, but you know she didn't. The village of Dolton paid for this. So the village ponied up a bunch of cash to fund her campaign event. These marches were popularized by the Ceasefire program, which is a grant-funded program that started in Harlem but got a big boost when Chicago Ceasefire adopted it. Chicago Ceasefire got lucky because it got rolling around the time that crime dropped all across the nation. So they got to brag about how effective their program was. But some of what Chicago Ceasefire did had some merit, and that included anti-violence marches. The key was that the neighborhood would march right after a violent event to demonstrate the community's united opposition to it. The idea was to instill in the local culture that violence was not a way of life in the community. Tiffany used the money instead to hold a campaign event centered on entertainment, food, and drink. But these marches were supposed to take place right after a violent event. That's when they're really effective, and their effectiveness was never that good. But this march in the street here is not going to do anything. Who in here really thinks that criminals now are just not going to commit crime because guess what? All the community leaders went to Dolton and marched down the street and blocked traffic.
Why do we stop? When do we stop it? Why do we stop? When do we stop it?
You see the sign there? Nicely done. Drawn by a graphics artist and printed professionally. But hand-drawn signs are actually more effective. But Tiffany has to spend money. And that is not cheap.
Why do we stop? When do we stop it?
Hi, my name is Rachel Sanders, and I'm at the Stop the Violence March here in Dolton. I think events like this are important because for the police department, the fire department, emergency services.
See all those cops? The marchers just got done chanting, "What do we stop? Violence. When do we stop it? Now." But these cops are not patrolling. There's probably some violence going on somewhere in the city, but are they doing anything about it? This is only a town of about 20,000 people, so this is probably their entire patrol shift, huddled together in one spot. If you're looking to rob a liquor store, now is the time to do it. Of course, these cops could simply be just pulling overtime while the other cops patrol. And we all know that they love overtime in Dolton. Okay, I don't like the way this dude is looking at me. I think I'm going to have to go to Dolton and kick his butt.
To show their support and show that our voices have been heard.
I just want to congratulate Tiffany on calling this event together today and understanding that when we're back out in the community, out on the streets, we're making a difference because we're taking back ownership and we're taking back empowerment to the community. Say, this is our neighborhood and we're here to bring peace. So we just thank her for calling us all together and let's congratulate her.
Dude, you're a pastor. You just got done thanking and congratulating Tiffany Henyard. Jesus weeps.
Mayor Tiffany, history maker.
My name is Greg Sherman. I am the Director of Outreach, Community Outreach and Engagement. As you see, ECCSC,
Even when done right, these marches only have a slight impact on crime. Is it possible to stop the violence? The answer is yes, but not this way. For example, there is a program out of Oxnard, California called Hope Boys and Hope Girls, and they engage in violence interruption. These are former gang members who actually confront those gang members who have had one of their own homies shot. The idea is to talk them out of retaliation. Believe it or not, it actually works. I have a lot of respect for those involved in these programs and their leader, Pastor Mahorko. There are also effective suppression techniques, and then there is just good old-fashioned police work. More on that in a bit. The program that you see here is ECCSC. Gee, what a great acronym you picked out there. Ex-Cons for Community and Social Change. Let's take a look how they're spending their money. You have 2 newer-looking vehicles with custom signage. Here's a thought. If you are an organization of ex-cons looking to make connections with troubled youth, how about not showing up in cars painted to look like cop cars? You don't need these vehicles. You're not going to be chasing suspects. Go buy some used Kias and put the money to better use. I went to ECCSC's webpage. Try saying that fast 3 times. Check this out. So the ECCSC has this program called SPROUT, Violence Prevention and Conflict Resolution Program. And it says here, this program is committed to building upon the assets of those it aims to serve by providing a long-term, culturally sensitive program for children and youth who are underserved, educationally and or behaviorally at risk, or threatened by the ongoing violence in their neighborhoods. The initiative purposes to build each individual with an action plan that builds their social, emotional IQ while improving their overall sense of well-being. Okay? But if you were to ask, are these kids who are behaviorally at risk black? They'd say, that's racist. But take a look. The logo for this program has a tree growing out of Africa. The connection to Africa here doesn't make any sense. These kids have no connection to Africa. Almost all of them are going to have been born in the United States. So how do you stop the violence? I mentioned having strong violence prevention strategies in place, but arresting and convicting dangerous people also has its place. Let's check in with Grady Judd.
We made a total of 144 arrests with a gang task force. If you don't think we have a forgiving criminal justice system, listen to this. Of the 144 arrests we made, they had a total of 1,599 previous arrests.
You can sense the sheriff's frustration with having to rearrest countless violent thugs because of the justice system's refusal to lock them away. Now, I mention this because look who showed up to stop the violence. Lori Lightfoot. Yeah, she's a real expert. And Kim Fox, not joking, Kim Fox showed up at a Stop the Violence rally. I always wondered how she got a porn star last name. I mean, 2 X's?